is going on, guys? This is Wade here with Tungsten Cat Sports, and today we are back with another video. This time we're going to be jumping into a mock draft. It's May, it's mock draft time. We will have rankings, we will have the end of the month of May baseball season, but just wanted to go ahead and get a mock draft video out. We love doing mock drafts. I know y'all like seeing them, and it's always fun to talk about players and see how players are moving and rising up early in the year before we really get into, late July and August before draft season really starts to ramp up. So we're going to go ahead and get a mock draft video going on. Today we are at the second overall pick in a 10-team draft. We'll see if we get an extra 10th person here. All right, we are back. There's about 30 seconds left. We are at the number 2 selection. And just to get some thoughts going right here, I am hoping Christian McCaffrey falls from number 1 to number 2. I don't see any reason why you shouldn't take Christian McCaffrey first overall. Yeah, you can switch it up and take CeeDee Lamb or Tyreek Hill, Bijan, Brees, but why would you do that? We've now had 2 years where Christian McCaffrey is that workhorse for the San Francisco 49ers. So I would go ahead and just stick with CMC. With that second selection, I am looking at Brees Hall or CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb was awesome with Dak last year. With Brees Hall, even without Aaron Rodgers, he really turned it on towards the end of the year and really showed that he can be a true number 1. And I think I'm going to go ahead and lean with Brees Hall. Aaron Rodgers coming back, I do think he will, again, help establish that run offensive force and then get some passing. And Brees Hall, he's really shown that ACL injury he has overcome. If you wanted to take CeeDee Lamb, I don't have any problems with that either. But I'm just going to go ahead and lean Brees Hall here and see what type of roster we can build around him to start off with our first pick. All right, guys, we are getting close to our pick for the second round. And there are some things I'm looking at. I'm looking at possibly Garrett Wilson. I know we already have New York Jet and Brees Hall, but why not take the passing option in Garrett Wilson? And then, he just got taken. I am not looking at Wilson. Derrick Henry, that could be a really fun offense there in Baltimore with Lamar and Derrick Henry running the ball. I think Derrick Henry, he's got one more year left in him, especially whenever he's on an offense like Baltimore, where he's not the only offense. I could really see him easily getting 1,000 yards, double-digit touchdowns, and really as a number 2 running back, that would be great, of course. And nope, Derrick Henry did get taken. So now we're left here. Let's see, Travis Etienne. Don't really love this spot for him. Not really sure what to make there in Jacksonville. Devontae Adams, Chris Olave, Michael Pittman. Maybe Pittman take the upside, the chance that Anthony Richardson is back healthy and he will succeed. Pittman, he did good last year, so no complaints there, and he did get paid. Then we got Alvin Kamara, Joe Mixon, Mike Evans. Let's see. Let's go ahead and go with... Man, passing over Devontae Adams is tough. Gardner Minshew, he does like to throw it up. Oh, let's take Devontae Adams and see. Usually, I probably would have taken Michael Pittman, but I do like Gardner. I think he's a better backup than most people think. I think he'll start over Aiden O'Connell. I think he'll start most of the year over Aiden O'Connell, really. So if Gardner Minshew, if y'all can get, 10 to 12 games of him, I think that'd be really good. I can still get Michael Pittman. I can still get Mike Evans. Drake London. Is Kirk Cousins back? Drake London in the 3rd round. This is really, really... he has to succeed here, but I think... I was tossing out Michael Pittman. I'm going to go ahead and take Michael Pittman here. So I do go ahead and take Pittman and Devontae Adams as my wide receivers. I think that's solid. I think we can get... Hopefully we can get 10 touchdowns out of both of those guys, and we'll see if we can find a running back to even us out and pair with these two guys. But Brees Hall being my running back 1, I am really comfortable with, and I think he'll be perfectly fine. All right, it's coming close back to my second pick. I forgot how quick these mock drafts go early in the season. As you know, with all those auto picks and stuff, it makes you, you don't really have a long turnaround. But as you can take a look, we have a ton of wide receivers still available. We're getting into a couple quarterbacks. I'm probably not going to take any quarterback yet. Wide receiver, though, maybe Nico, maybe Diggs. Do I take the Texan wide receiver, one of those, if they're available? I wonder if Tank Dell, has Tank Dell gotten taken yet? Where's Tank? Oh, there he is. Tank's at 68, which honestly, if you were to take any wide receiver, I would probably take the chance on Tank Dell, as Nico and Stephon Diggs are both going right around here at pick 3 or 4, when Tank Dell might end up being the number one target anyways, or at least, well, maybe not number one target, but might have the most production of the two. It's just a whole lot of variables right there. So we got DK, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, running backs and Kenneth Walker, Devon A. Chain, tight end, Mark Andrews. He's really good. This is pretty good value for Mark Andrews. Yeah, let's go ahead and go with Mark Andrews. I think I like that. Another great passing option. Um, you do have Ingram, McBride, Kittle, Njoku. Yeah, maybe McBride. I probably could have waited on McBride, but I do like what Baltimore's doing. Getting a piece of that offense should be fun. Derrick Henry, like I said, I really wanted him. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get him. Now looking here with the second pick, again, tempting, taking Patrick Mahomes here. The fact that he's last until the 5th round is kind of fun, kind of exciting. You know what? Let's go ahead and do it. We're going to go ahead and take Patrick Mahomes. This is what mock drafts are all about, right? Just testing out different stuff, testing out different strategies. Getting Patrick Mahomes in the 5th round is not terrible value. All right, we are getting close to our 6th and 7th pick, and I have queued up a couple of players. Right now, I'm looking at running backs. I'm looking at James Conner, and I am looking at Jonathan Brooks. James Conner, a really, really solid running back too. Again, Arizona, Kyler Murray is back at the helm. He's fully recovered from that ACL injury. They brought in Marvin Harrison Jr. for wide receiver. So I think James Conner, he might continue to be a little bit undervalued, but still provide running back 2 value, even though he may be injured or I might miss a couple games with him. And then Jonathan Brooks, really exciting, really good rookie running back coming out of Texas. He did tear his ACL. He should be 100% to begin the season, but even if he's not, that's not a big deal because I will have Breece Hall to hold down that load and James Conner. So I can afford to stash Jonathan Brooks for a couple weeks if it seems like he's not at his 100% peak yet. So I'm going to go ahead and take Jonathan Brooks and then take James Conner if he is still available here, which I think he will be. If James Conner is not available, we could pivot to Aaron Jones or Brian Robinson, but I don't absolutely love those guys, so I'll probably just go ahead and keep pushing back further until I find a running back that I think provides enough value. But I do anticipate James Conner being here. If James Conner's not, then I probably would take Tank Dell. I don't know why I have Keenan Allen queued up. So I'm going to unqueue him here. So let's see. So I will get either one of those two guys, it looks like. Oh, Nick Chubb. I completely forgot about Nick Chubb. Where the heck was he? Where the heck was he? See, this is why it's good to do mock drafts, just to get an idea of where guys are going so that you don't forget, because it's been a long time since we really talked about anything fantasy football related. But, as you saw, T. Higgins decided to go, so I will go ahead and take James Conner over Tank Dell just to provide me with that extra flexibility when it comes to running back. If Tank Dell happens to still be there, perfectly fine. And as I'm saying that, he does get picked next. But, it's not a big deal. So right now we have our starting lineup already. We already got our starting lineup. Quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. Running back, Breece Hall and Jonathan Brooks. Wide receivers, we got Devontae Adams and Michael Pittman. At tight end, we have Mark Andrews. And then in our flex, we have James Conner. If this was my actual team that I drafted, I would be extremely ecstatic. It will be very interesting to see this mock draft, this team that I finally started off with in May compared to the team you end up with. I don't anticipate Patrick Mahomes being there that early. Um, Maybe Mark Andrews can float up the board a little bit. I don't think James Conner will go anywhere. Pittman and Devontae Adams, I feel like, are pretty solidified where they are at. Jonathan Brooks, he could sneak his way up the draft boards depending on how he handles OTAs and training camp, and then, of course, the preseason. So we could see Jonathan Brooks float his way up. Coming back, we are looking at picks, 8 and 9 here. So we've got a ton of options. Maybe Jalen Warren, maybe Zamir White here. Najee Harris, the Steelers did decline his option. So are we gonna look at Najee Harris finally leaving Pittsburgh? It's possible. Malik Neighbors, rookie wide receiver. But on the Giants, I don't love that. Deontay Johnson in Carolina with Bryce Young, Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson. Let's see. Oh, I only have a few more seconds. I guess I'll take Malik Neighbors. It's always good to have a rookie wide receiver as they tend to produce. And again, there's not a lot on the New York Giants offense. So we'll go ahead and take Malik Neighbors. I do have Mike Williams queued up, another Jet. If Williams is healthy, and if Rodgers is healthy, that could be a really fun pairing with the Jets. So that is tempting as well to go ahead and lock him up. Other options, Javonte Williams, Tajay Spears, Amir White, Najee Harris. McLaurin with Jaden Daniels. If you really believe in Jaden Daniels, that could be a fun pick. But let's go ahead and take Mike Williams. I always seem to take this guy. I'm a sucker for Mike Williams. His big playability is unlike others. And if he can stay healthy for 14 games, I'm not asking a lot. I don't need a lot out of him. Just enough to stay healthy enough where I can, produce out of that wide receiver, 4 or 5 spot. So I don't think this is an awful spot for him. And it's not terrible to take a guy like him this late. Some other guys interesting to note if you wanted to pass on Mark Andrews, if I decided to. We've got Dallas Goedert, TJ Hawkinson, Brock Bowers, right here at 100 to 102. And then Darren Waller, who I think there's speculation about him retiring. So before you even draft Darren Waller, you might want to double check that information. So looking here with our next 2 selections, remember we're just trying to provide depth right now. No sense of taking another tight end. No sense of taking a backup quarterback. So maybe guys like Tyler Lockett, Roma Dunze. I don't see... like I said, you might want to take rookie wide receivers, but rookie wide receivers who have 2 other options in front of them, which the Chicago Bears do, and Keenan Allen and DJ Moore. Don't really recommend doing that. Marquise Brown to pair with Patrick Mahomes this late, don't think is a terrible option, so we will go ahead and do that. If Marquise Brown is good with Patrick Mahomes, that's awesome. We get double points, If not, it's not a big deal. We probably will go ahead and take a running back here. Maybe Raheem Mostert. I know a lot of people are kind of writing off Mostert. He's getting up there in age for running backs, but he did just lead the league in touchdowns with 20-something touchdowns. So getting Mostert here and A-Chain, if A-Chain is injured, which he has been, obviously, to begin the year, to begin his NFL season, then getting Mostert here at the very end of the draft really isn't terrible as well. So right now, again, we're continuing to build on depth. Dalton Schultz, Pat Freiermuth, Cole Kmet, really good tight end options. If you decided to pass on them, we got Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert. Some quarterback options if you needed one, which I do not love any of those options. Jaden Daniels, the rookie quarterback, that is kind of fun, gritting him this late. Again, I don't really believe in taking backups. But you know what? I'll take him just for fun. You never know. Maybe he ends up being more valuable than Mahomes because of the rushing. So again, it's not a terrible option. I'm used to playing without kickers and defenses, so I'm actually used to playing in a 2 quarterback league. So being able to know that he's this late, I think is really valuable, at least to start the year. Then looking at, maybe I will go ahead and take a backup tight end, maybe Schultz, maybe Komet. Not sure. Yeah, maybe I'll take Schultz. He's in Houston. He might be the 4th or 5th option, but it's not a big deal. If Mark Andrews does go down with an injury, which he might from time to time, it's always good just to have a guy there just in case. All right, we are almost done with our draft. We're going to take one more running back, and then we'll get our kicker and defense. Let's see, Zeke back in Dallas. Again, right now, I'm just drafting for depth right now. Not really looking at anything crazy. You could take one of these rookies if you want. Trey Benson in Arizona, in case James Conner goes down, I would have his backup. Not a terrible option if I believe in that Cardinals offense, which, I will go ahead and take that handcuff right there. And now we're just looking at kicker and defense. It doesn't matter here. I don't really care about this. All right, guys, we have completed our first mock draft of the year. Let's go over the team real quick. So starting off at quarterback, we have Patrick Mahomes. At running back, we got Breece Hall, Jonathan Brooks. Out at wide receiver, we have Devontae Adams and Michael Pittman. Mark Andrews as our tight end in our flex spot, James Conner. Defense here, I decided to take the Texans and then Justin Tucker as our kicker. Side note, with the defense, I always like to take the defense that has the easiest schedule for at least the first, 1 to 3, 4 weeks. The Texans, they do face the Colts to start off the year, which could be a challenge, but then getting Caleb Williams and the Bears, rookie, then Minnesota Vikings with possibly J.J. McCarthy, a rookie. I do like that. And then as our bunch of our depth options, Malik Neighbors, Mike Williams, Marquise Brown, all wide receivers, Raheem Mostert and Trey Benson as our backup running backs. And then I did go ahead and take a couple more backups and Jaden Daniels at quarterback and Dalton Schultz at tight end. I'm not super worried about those guys. Again, just a quick little video, something to whet your palate some, as we are ever so slightly getting closer to the NFL season, which should be here before you know it. We will have ranking videos. Of course, we'll have more draft videos, mock draft videos. I'll get some of my friends to help join in so it doesn't go quite like this, where, like I said, after the 5th or 6th round, it turns into, are you paying attention? Because you're going to miss all your picks as all the auto picks. But that will be it for today's videos. Ladies and gentlemen, if you liked what you saw, make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe. Don't forget to turn on my bells for all my notifications. This has been Wade with Tongue Cat Sports. Don't forget to put God above all. I'll see you next time.